long list.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, you'd be surprised that the baseball has the shortest list at 7 teams, but the NFL has quite a few teams here. I'll rattle it off simply because the NFL is the most popular sport, and this is the one that can pretty much generate the most discussion here for anybody. But Vikings, Bills, Bengals, Falcons, Panthers, Cardinals, Titans, Chargers, Browns, Lions, Jags, and Texans. The last 4 I read have also never been to a Super Bowl.
Wow. If it was 2 years ago, I would say, the Vikings. It's my knee jerk.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think this is the toughest one to pick too, because this is also the sport that I feel has the most parity in it as well too, from year in, year out, where you almost always see a change of at least 3 playoff teams in both conferences.
Right. Yeah. Your margin to, because of so few of games, of course, that margin of error is so slim to make it into the playoffs, postseason, and then you have to just be on point for those 3 or 4 games. I don't know.
It's a tough pick. If I had to go with one in the NFL, I'm going to take a dark shot here. I'm going to say the Atlanta Falcons are a team that can do it. They are still a very good offensive team. Their defense last year pretty much got injured within the first 4 weeks, almost all of their starters. Yeah. And they were having to play a brand of football that they didn't really want to play last year. So, it's still a very good team. I think the Falcons could be
it's
a team
valid,
in the near future that could do it.
And I think even last season I was talking about that's my pick to make a reappearance in the Super Bowl, and they didn't even make it to the postseason. So
no, it was a defensive thing for them.
Sure,
obviously, it wasn't the offense.
There's a ton of talent there. Decimated. So I could go with that pick a little bit. I would take a dark shot and maybe say that the Chargers are better than maybe what they have been historically. So they might win sooner than we all think.
I will say the Chargers have a very, very solid chance of winning the AFC West.
Yeah.
People want to say the Chiefs, but people also have to remember they just lost their top 2 weapons as well, too, due to getting rid of Kareem Hunt. And then now Hill is probably going to be suspended for at least half the season, if not cut by the Chiefs as well. So keep that in mind, folks. Now, Patrick Mahomes is great, but just keep that in mind that there's going to be a regression there. You're also not going to see 50-plus touchdowns from him again. That's just not going to happen.
It has to be. When you lose that much speed, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they try to replace him in the draft with a lot of speed as well, too. But even then, it's just there's no such thing as repeating 50 touchdowns. I think it's only happened twice. I may need to double-check my stats on that. But it's only been repeated twice. And then I'm just going to shoot one out for the NHL. Some of the teams that haven't won, the Sabres, Canucks, Coyotes, Sharks, Senators, Panthers, Preds, Jets, Jackets, Blue Jackets, Wild, and Knights. There are a lot of Western Conference powerhouse teams in there right now.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights, the Winnipeg Jets, the Nashville Predators, the San Jose Sharks, who just re-signed Erik Karlsson. If I were to pick a team out of that is going to be able to make some moves, free up some cap space, and still sign some people, I would say that's going to be the Sharks. If there's a team that's very, very good and going to be able to also be able to continue to be at the top of the West for at least the next 2 years, when they really get hit with some salary cap stuff, it's going to be the Golden Knights. So I would pick one of those 2 teams. I think we could see another first-time champion in the NHL probably sooner than the other sports.
I think it's a good call, but I would look north. Winnipeg in this year's playoffs were actually favored to win the cup, so don't think they're not necessarily going anywhere.
No, I'm not sleeping on them. I think they need to figure out Hellebuck if they're going to go deeper. I don't think he's as good as people want to make him out to be.
Nah.
I think he's above average. He's a good goaltender, but he's not elite.
Bold.
And that's a problem.
Not elite, Eric. Wow.
Not elite.
But what's in a label, really? So those are who we got. We want to hear what you guys got as far as the teams or players individually who are going to win that next championship. We want to know, and let's discuss it. Hit us up on Facebook. And time to start thunderclapping, Eric. It's lightning standings time. Yes. And we're talking World Cup. Women's World Cup is has been exciting. Did you watch any of the first two games with U.S.?
I've tuned in. I haven't watched the U.S. games. Funny enough, I've been watching the other ones just based around my work schedule.
What have you seen? Anything good?
Nothing too crazy. I'm trying to look through here and see who were the ones that I did see. As I'm looking back through some of the scores here, I know I saw, what was it? Might have been. Oh, it was. Where are they? Where's England? I saw England. I've seen two of their matches, so against Scotland and their match against Argentina. So I actually saw two of the England games. Those were the two that I watched.
Yeah, England, Japan. I would take it they have not played yet. That game 3.
They have not played yet.
That would be pretty good to keep an eye out for. Actually, going through all the groups. So let's break that down. It's lightning standings time. Let's go through. I'll take A, B, and C on those groups, and if you want to wrap up D, E, and F. And mind you, as we're recording this, all teams have played their first two games, so a lot of this group play has been decided, and the tournament picture has formed up. So we'll make a couple of predictions there as well. So not too many surprises. The host nation, France, they're sitting on top with 3 wins. Norway is right behind them. Nigeria has a possibility of advancing into the round of 16 with South Korea eliminated. In Group B, you are seeing Germany and Spain. Spain, one of the favorites, as well as Germany, and they are advancing on. China is a possible with 1 win, a draw, and a loss. Looks like they've already played their third game, so I walk back on that one. So they have a chance with 4 points overall. And South Africa eliminated. Group C, you have Italy and Australia. They have also played all 3 of their matches. So they're moving on to the round of 16. Brazil is the one with 6 points also. So they're looking pretty good, but they didn't have enough goals. So they got a chance. Depends on how the rest of the matches play out and who scores what and how many. And then Jamaica out of Group C is eliminated as well. Now, Eric has all the teams with 2 matches played.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I take D, E, and F. These are all the ones that will finish up their group play after we finish our recording. So in Group D, England sits up top of their group with 6 points. Japan behind them with 4. Both of them are already qualified to advance to the round of 16. Argentina is still alive at 0 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. And they have 1 point. Scotland is officially eliminated. Group E, you have the Netherlands sitting up top with 6 points. Same with Canada at 6 points. Cameroon and New Zealand both have 0 points, but Cameroon, based on goal differential, is still technically alive, although I wouldn't necessarily count on them based on what we're looking. They are probably going to be one of the ones on the outside. And then Group F, you have the United States sitting up top with 6 points, a goal differential of 16. That's right. I said it, folks. 16 after they scored 13 the other day on Thailand. They are above Sweden there as well. They have Chile in third place, still alive, technically with 0 points. And then Thailand also has 0 points, and they unfortunately have a goal differential of -17.
I was going to bring that up as well. Yeah, and not to really rub it into Thailand, but -17 and then a 16 positive goal differential for those two teams is remarkable. Like, really think about that and look at that's just, you're not going to see that really ever again. Jamaica, though, by the way, had a -11, so they had a tough outing as well. But good to show up. I think there's a number of these nations that are in their first World Cup, so just getting to that stage is pretty excellent as well for those national teams. Now, with some of these heavier hitters, you got the U.S. going against Sweden. We mentioned Japan and England, Spain, Germany. There's some really solid teams that are going to be moving on. Any kind of predictions you can make real quick, Eric?
You know, when I go back and you're kind of looking at these, you want to look at some of the goal differentials. You want to look at some of those strong teams that are playing. Obviously, France, Germany are big time names, especially on the men's side as well too. I think Team USA is almost going to be, actually they probably are the favorite in general throughout the entire Women's World Cup. But I would pick possibly one of those three teams. If I wanted to pick a team that maybe wasn't one of those top three teams, I'd say look at England. The matches that I did see, this is the team that I did see play twice already. They looked very solid and pretty good. Would they be able to keep up with some of the other ones? We'll see. But then also, don't sleep on China. They've been really, really good throughout the years, and it looks like they are in position to still be able to move on as well.
Okay. And that's going to do it. Speaking of moving on, we're moving on. You guys move on to something else as well. But we're glad you tuned in for this episode of Average Sports with your average guys. That is going to do it for us, except for the best games to watch. Last bit of our show here. And I got a series here for you, Eric. I came prepared on this one. The Angels of Anaheim.
I already know where this is going.
Yes, you do. Interleague play coming to St. Louis. Pujols, the prodigal son, returns. Come on, how is that not exciting? It's almost been 10 years. That's a long time for a guy not to come back to a city who has a statue.
He does.
I'm sure he's been back here, but he hasn't played. So, pretty cool.
He lives here.
Right. Well, he's got a house here. I don't know if you'd say he lives full-time.
Doesn't live full-time, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, he does have a house here.
Come on, semantics.
Albert Pujols is returning for the first time in 10 years. I have a feeling Yadier Molina may lose the baseball when it's time for Albert to come up to the plate for the first time. He does a great job of delaying that.
Right.
He still does it for David Freese every time he comes back too. So I would look for that as well too. I'm just going to point out some of the dates here because we will get back on our regular schedule next week, guys. So don't worry about that. Round of 16 for the Women's World Cup, June 22nd through the 25th. Quarterfinals, June 27th through the 29th, and we will cover the semifinals and the World Cup final on the next upcoming episodes. That's what we got for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. When you listen to us on your podcast, please give us a 5-star review and tell us your thoughts right there as well too. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.